everybody, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be filming about The Good Doctor, episode 2, season 1, about Dr. Sean Murphy, who has autism and savant syndrome. He's a surgical resident at the St. Bonaventure Hospital. There we go, got it right, yay. And basically the episode is based on communication and what they think he's doing wrong. And the doctors already have some prejudice about him, saying that he wouldn't fit in, he wouldn't be able to successfully communicate because of his communication issues. As someone on the spectrum myself, I feel this is totally unrealistic. I feel it's prejudice, I feel it's stereotyping. I feel they haven't really got to understand him as a person. They've just took him as the label and not been able to understand where he's trying to help and where he comes from in the place of autism and also his savant syndrome. Also, this does show lack of understanding and training, because I know medical professionals are meant to have training. I know in UK here we're meant to have it once a year, so I don't know how it is for the States over there, but we are meant to have it once a year training. And Dr. Sean Murphy has a really different way of seeing the world. He could actually tell a patient had something wrong with them, rather than the neurotypical doctors who were telling him no, there's nothing wrong with them. And he was able to observe that a patient had very logical thinking and was getting distressed. He could see from the intense detail that the other person was struggling with a lot of things. And I like that the senior doctors also tried to overwhelm the junior doctor a little bit, because they were trying to test him and to see how he would cope under pressure being in a medical environment. So I think that shows a little bit more respect for him, but at the same time, Dr. Murphy's judgment should be respected. He's a doctor like all of them are. And the thing is, he has a young heart, he has a young personality, and also someone with savant syndrome, he can see things in a deeper context and a deeper way. But I like the fact that also he has the backing of the president of the hospital, who has complete faith and trust in him and made the decision to hire him based on not just his merits, but his personality and the capability of getting the job done and being able to successfully communicate with people in a different way to the neurotypical doctor. But again, the neurotypical doctors took this prejudice and stereotypes towards him, saying, "Oh, are you sure Dr. Murphy would fit in? Like, he has a communication disorder," kind of thing. That just shows ignorance. I know it's done from a dramatic perspective to make out that autism is this big bad epidemic and a big problem, but it really isn't. In the medical environment, there's many doctors and nurses who actually happen to be on the autistic spectrum. It's just that it's not obvious or not told to people unless you really get to know them and ask them about it. So again, it's come from a dramatic perspective and lack of understanding. But people with disabilities who are actually really good at being medics and actually can see things from a different perspective than the neurotypical person can. So I feel in this way it's to do with the employment problems as well. The fact that people are too quick to say no to someone with a disability, when in fact they could be the brightest blessing and the most appropriate person for that job role, based on their merits, based on their personality and the way to see the world in a different way. Like, I feel that having autism doesn't stop us from being a medical professional. In fact, I train a lot of medical professionals, so from my perspective, I think that having a medical job would be absolutely the right place to be, because we can help solve problems. We work on logic, problem solving, facts, statistics. So Dr. Sean Murphy, to me, is an absolute amazing role model for autism. Yes, he's a neurotypical actor playing someone with autism, but I think he really, truly does represent the autistic community really well with what he's going through and the judgment she goes through. Yes, he may have a communication disorder, he may be awkward when it comes to being touched or hugged or told thank you, or when people talk to him about relationships with people, he does struggle to understand the common sense and the way that people wish to communicate with him. Again, that's due to being on the autistic spectrum, and again, we misunderstand people's intentions and what they are trying to say to us. So again, it's just the fact that we do struggle with eye contact and trusting people. But again, I feel overall he is really treated faithfully and nicely by the man of the hospital, the principal of the hospital. And yeah, I feel Dr. Sean Murphy really does stand his ground. He sees things in a different logical perspective, and that's okay. I think we should encourage people with autism to be part of a medical situation, because they are the ones who often solve the problems, get things done, sorted out quickly. They're the ones who will find out the problem before anyone else, because they have logic. We have a deeper way and intense focus on problems that need to be fixed. So therefore we can research. We're very good at finding out facts. Statistics, we're very good at picking up results. We're very good at noticing if something's wrong with people's emotions. So yeah, I feel that this episode was just to dig a little bit deeper into communication on Dr. Sean Murphy, but at the same time, they really do accept him. The principal of the hospital plays a good part. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed my little episode 2 review, and I'll see you next time. Bye!